Hey there, thank you so much for joining me and for watching this video. My name is Kelly and I just want to thank you for taking some of your day, some of your amazingly important and valuable time out of your day and for spending it with me. I'm going to be as super quick as I can with this video. Essentially, I'm going to be talking to you guys about my experience, my story, my fitness journey, my transformation, and just how my life has transformed over the past couple of years and how you can transform your life as well. I am not used to making these videos and I don't really like making these videos. I've actually tried recording this intro like 10 times now. So if I stutter or I get nervous or if I go red, please just bear with me. If I forget where I am in my story too, that's bound to happen. So bear with me when that happens. And essentially, I'm going to start from the beginning. So my story, like any story, starts when I was growing up. My parents will tell you, and I can attest to it, that I was very energetic growing up. I had a lot of energy. I liked to run around a lot. I was constantly outside playing with my friends, riding bikes. We loved to do skipping, like skipping rope. I loved climbing the monkey bars at the gym. At the park, and I honestly I wanted to like be a gymnast when I was growing up. That was like my goal. And even though I was really active and energetic, and my goal was to become a gymnast, I didn't actually think that I could become a gymnast because I didn't have the best self-esteem, and as a result I struggled with my weight. Not just that though, I struggled with my relationship with food. I didn't have the best relationship with food. I ate my feelings, one, because I didn't have the best self-esteem, and two, I didn't have the best understanding or awareness of what was good for me and what wasn't. And so I just kind of ate what I craved, and if it was tasty I would eat it no matter what it was kind of doing to my body, because I just didn't know. And I guess back then it wasn't as widely known. But anyways, moving forward. Even though, like I said, I was very active growing up, I was still struggling with my weight. And so that was just how it was for me. Once I started elementary school, even though I was really energetic and really active, like I said, I didn't love gym class because gym class was mostly sports that I did not like, or activities that I did not like. So for example, having to chase a ball around, not a fan. And having balls thrown at you, not a fan. This is half of the sports. Volleyball, balls are thrown at you. Dodgeball, balls are thrown at you. Basketball, soccer, all those things. You're chasing a ball. Like, I get it, it's team sports, it's team building, but for me, it just wasn't for me. And I think it was partially because I had glasses and I would often get hit in the face and that would really hurt. So it was just a fear thing for me. But as a result, I would often pretend that I was feeling sick during gym class so that I didn't actually have to participate. And that wasn't, that's not necessarily the mindset of someone who wants to do health and fitness. So that, to me, I was like, okay, well, since I don't want to do gym class, I guess I don't really like health and fitness anymore. And so it kind of fell off to the wayside for me. And it wasn't until high school where I discovered the difference between different types of workouts, where I discovered that health and fitness, or working out or fitness, wasn't just team sports, that there were other things to it, that you could do weight training, and that you could actually just work out to hit a goal. And that's what a lot of high school was. It was, we were trying to, see how long we could skip for, or see how many push-ups we could do, or see how, many minutes it took to run the mile, things of that nature. So even though it was maybe not the best, most pleasant activities, they were more pleasant to me because they were more individual based, and I was more of an individual person at the time. I just wanted to do my own thing. I didn't want to have to, pardon me, I wasn't, crazy about the team sports. I wasn't crazy about chasing balls. So to me, doing those individual activities were more fun. And so I discovered that there was other types of fitness that I could do. And on top of that, I started taking different dance classes with my sister, kind of at the end of elementary school and the beginning of high school, I would say, kind of throughout high school. Yeah, we took ballet as kids, but because my sisters kind of stopped taking it, I stopped taking it. But in high school, again, like I mentioned, my sister and I started taking dance, and I discovered I really liked to dance. I wasn't the best at creating dances, but I was really good at copying dances, so I would take dance classes, and I would watch music videos, and I would copy dances, and I would teach them to my friends and my sisters. Like, I could do all of the dance to It's Gonna Be Me by NSYNC, and half of the Britney Spears dances I did, and I created into one dance to one of her songs with Madonna. So, I used to, you know what I mean? So, I loved that type of stuff, but it was never something that I considered, a career that I could do. And so naturally, I just kind of did my own thing and kind of went in the direction that people told me to go. And because I was smart, I ended up going in an engineering direction. Because I was taking math and sciences and I was good at it, the counseling people at school basically, recommended that that's what I do. And I don't really think I knew what an engineer was at the time. So I was like, sure, why not? they make money. I'm a female and I speak French. Why not? So that's kind of what I went into. And because I was doing something that wasn't really passionate to me, or wasn't really something I was passionate about, it really wore down on me. And eventually, because I wasn't happy with the direction I was going and I was confused about what I wanted to do and who I was and what I wanted to be, all the weight that I potentially lost in high school, taking those classes with my sister, taking dance classes, it all came back. And eventually, I graduated high school. I ended up going to college, no, to university, not college, to university right away for engineering, like I said, but because I wasn't passionate about it, I ended up dropping out pretty quickly, and I ended up having to take one of those career exploration courses to just kind of think about and explore what I wanted to do with my life, and it was really helpful because you look at your personality, your likes, your dislikes, your abilities, your capabilities, and you figure out, career paths that could be possible for you, and you look at several of them, so it's not just like they give you one and this is the one that you're doing for the rest of your life. They give you several, and so as a result, I ended up discovering that I was really into design, and eventually I found industrial design, which is basically product design if you have to put a more technical or a more simple term on it. So basically, I found this program and I decided to go into it because it was a mixture of the things that I wanted. I was able to be creative, I was able to design things and create things, and then I was also on paper, and then I was also able to do that physically with my hands and actually create the physical counterpart of the thing I designed on paper, and that's what I wanted to do. So I was like, hey, why not? Let's do this. So I ended up taking that at Humber College. It was 5 years overall that I was there. After 3 years, so I had 2 years left to go, was probably the point where I had gained the most weight, at least for myself, in my own head. So I don't know if you look at pictures, maybe prior I looked like I had gained more weight, but for me, I had hit the all-time low at that point in college. I had 2 years left to go, and I had hit my all-time low. Emotionally, physically, psychologically, I was just in the shitter. I think I had just been dumped by this guy that I thought I was in love with, but I wasn't. I was in lust with him. Shit happens. And that's neither here nor there. But that being said, I was in a very negative place personally. I had a lot of negative self-worth. I had very low self-esteem, a lot of negative self-talk. I did not love who I was emotionally or psychologically, and I didn't love what I saw in the mirror either. So I was just very unhappy with myself, and I didn't believe that I was even worthy of love. So I was driving away any of the relationships that were actually healthy and good for me. And that being said, thankfully, one of my best friends, God bless her soul, she noticed that I was gaining weight, that I was in trouble. She noticed that I needed help, so she was like, hey, let's work out. Like, do you want to work out with me? Like, I need to lose some weight. Do you want to work out with me? It's easier if you do it together. And she introduced me to this workout program called Insanity, which is called Insanity for a reason. Trust me, it's fucking nuts. I remember wanting to throw up, actually, when we did our first workout. I remember wanting to throw up after the warm-up. And it's a 7-minute warm-up. Like, it was retarded. We were outside of my backyard in the sun, which probably didn't help, and it was my first time working out, like, ever. But it was challenging. It still is challenging. To this day, it's still challenging. It was extra challenging back then because I was new to fitness and it was an advanced program, but I didn't know that. That being said, we started doing this workout program, and it was, like I mentioned, a little bit crazy, but it worked. Like, even though it was really challenging, it worked for a lot of reasons because we had each other to do it. Like, we started working out together literally every single day. If we could, I would go to her place or she would come to my house. And if we couldn't do it together, then we would do them together, like, from home. Like, we would call each other and be like, okay, I'm gonna do my workout. Are you gonna start now? Like, so we were still working out together even though we were not physically together. And that was one of the biggest things I think that allowed us, or that helped us, to even work out every single day and to do this crazy program, especially considering how crazy it was, because we knew we had each other. Like, having the support of someone who had similar goals to you was something that was probably, like, to this day, it's still one of the biggest things that drives me when it comes to getting stronger in any of my fitness goals. Do you know what I mean? And so back then it was super important because I was just getting into fitness. And like I said, we started working out together. We started eating better together. We started holding each other accountable, motivating each other, and we just started growing. We started growing together. It wasn't just a physical growth either. We started growing a little bit more emotionally, a little bit more psychologically. We just became better people as a result of doing things that were better for us. And that was probably one of the biggest turning points, was just the commitment that we put into that. And we were able to put that commitment in because, like I said, we had each other, but we also had a reason to do it. Like, we wanted to feel better. We wanted to be healthy. At the beginning, my reason for working out was probably a little bit unhealthy because maybe like most people or some people, I don't know, my reason for working out was a little selfish. I wanted to make my ex-boyfriend jealous because he dumped me. I wanted to make him jealous, and I still had 2 years of college to torture him with my hot body. That's literally that was my thoughts. And I accomplished it, but it wasn't necessarily at the forefront of my mind for very long. Like, for a long time, I didn't feel good about who I was, so I knew I wanted to feel better about that, and I knew I wanted to love who I saw in the mirror no matter what. And one of the biggest things that actually did come out of my fitness journey, just simply working out for 30 minutes a day or half an hour or 45 minutes or an hour, and was that I did see that transformation. And like I was talking about, we all have a why. Yeah, my why was to feel better and to make my ex-boyfriend jealous. But another big reason that I continued, or that I drove myself to work out, was because I wanted to get strong. At first, like I said, I wanted to get skinny. And then I kind of just wanted to get strong so I can climb up the pole. Like, it changed very quickly when I discovered the things that I could do with the body that I was creating and with the person that I was transforming into. And I was lucky in that I found pole fitness in the same window that I found this insanity program. So I was basically introduced to the insanity workout program, and then another girlfriend, like a week or two later, was like, hey, try pole fitness. And I really liked it. And I was like, well, I know this crazy workout is going to work because people on screen, there's people that work out with the trainer on screen. They're like dying, drenched in sweat, but they're like covered in abs and muscles. And you're like, okay, well, it clearly works because look at these people. So that was my mindset. I was like, well, if these people can look like this and be this strong doing this workout the way that they're doing it, clearly if I do it, I'm going to be able to look like that or feel that way and to be able to do the things that I want to do on the pole. And that's exactly what happened. Like, a lot of people tell me, like, oh, you lost so much weight doing pole fitness. And yes, I did. And no, I didn't. Like, I lost a lot of weight doing pole fitness because pole fitness inspired me to work out at home. Like, I didn't necessarily go to class 7 days a week. I went to class 1 day a week, and I worked out 5 to 6 days at home. So that's really where my effort was. And that's something that not a lot of people realize about my fitness journey, is that there was a lot of work that I did in the secret, in the background, that people didn't realize. They just thought I was just shedding the weight in class, but it wasn't like that at all. And even though I had the reasons to want to work out, I had my goals of wanting to be able to do a lot of crazy things in pole, and I had, you know, the desire to make my ex jealous by becoming super hot, and I wanted to feel better, and I wanted to love myself. Even though I had those goals, they were not enough all the time. There were times where I didn't want to work out and it didn't matter. There were times where I wanted to eat junk food and I didn't care if it made me fat. Like, there were times where my goals were not enough. And I think having that workout buddy, actually, I know that having that workout buddy there, that person who, one, held me accountable, but two, also looked up to me to work out with her. Like, if I didn't have that person who needed me, but also who helped me, I don't think I would have succeeded the way that I did, and I don't think my journey would have unfolded the way that it was unfolding, because I couldn't have done it alone. Like, that's nothing to be ashamed of, but I was not able to do it alone at the time. I'm sure I could do it now alone, maybe, but there are still things that I struggle with alone, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having or needing a fitness accountability partner, or an accountability partner in everything. And even though I just said I could probably do it alone, there are a lot of things, like I said, that I can't do by myself, and I'm still learning, because we're constantly a beginner in something. Like I said, back then I wouldn't have been able to do my fitness journey alone because I was still a beginner. Now I've been doing it for quite some time, so I am motivated by different things. I enjoy working out. I enjoy the sensations. I enjoy the sweat that I feel. But when I didn't enjoy any of that, I needed the motivation and I needed the accountability, and that's okay. And that's okay if that's what you need too, because that's essentially what I'm offering you today, is someone who is going to be there for you every single day, someone who's going to work out with you every single day. Maybe I'm not going to be there face to face to you. I can be. There's this thing called Zoom, there's FaceTime, there's live chat. Like, we can do that face-to-face workout where you're working out at home and I'm working out at home. But that's essentially what I'm offering, like I said, is someone who's going to work out with you every single day from home, who's going to keep you accountable, who's going to, one, keep you accountable, two, depend on you, but three, also motivate you, share value and tips with you, share everything that worked for me with you so that it can be easier for you. Essentially, my job, or my goal, is to help you feel better and to help you get your results faster and easier than I did, and to help you overcome the struggles that I had to overcome without actually having to overcome them, or to help you avoid them a little bit better. Because you don't have to go through all that crap. Other people go through it, and we're here to help each other and to teach each other and to share our experiences so that everyone can live a little bit better. And that's essentially, like I said, what I'm offering to you today is a workout buddy, someone who is there to provide you with the motivation that you need, with the accountability that you need, and who's there to provide you with the solutions and the tools that you need. Not only one workout, but 100 workouts, different workouts every single time that you have a different goal, because goals change. When you reach one goal, you're going to have a new goal. That's just kind of the way of life. So as your workout buddy, I come with not only the accountability to hit those goals, but the resources and the tools and the different necessities, the different things that you need in order to achieve them. Let's get back to my story. Overall, with working out for about 2 years, working out consistently 4 or 5 days a week, I was able to lose, maybe not 2 years, maybe about a year. I was able to lose about 30 pounds. Okay, and that was incredible to me, because I never thought that I could lose that much weight. I always dreamed of hitting that number on the scale, and when I finally did, I was like, what the motherfucker? Pardon my language. I was totally excited. I still am. I still get so excited when I step on the scale and it still says that number, or it says a number that's even lower, and I'm like, I don't even know how that happened. Or I step on the scale and maybe it's not that number, and I'm still happy with it. So that being said, the number on the scale wasn't the only thing that transformed when I started working out and I started feeling better about myself, or started treating myself better by doing these things. I started eating better. I started giving myself movement. By treating myself better, I started feeling better about myself, no matter what I actually looked like, or no matter what the number on the scale actually said. So I started to notice an emotional growth and a psychological transformation, that I was starting to love myself again, and I was starting to be able to take control of my self-worth again. And that was something that I found I had lost for a long time. I had given other people control of my self-worth and my self-love, because if they didn't think I was good enough, then I wasn't good enough. And that's a lie. That's not true, right? Like, if people tell you you're not good enough, that's bullshit. That's their own whatever they're projecting on you. That's their own crap. It's not you. And so it took me a long time to understand that, but through my physical transformation, through my physical journey, I was able to come to those emotional and psychological conclusions and growths. And I don't think I would have been able to go through them or come to those conclusions without the physical journey, because they kind of tie into each other. The growth and the strength that you need to go through some of the workouts, there's no way around it. Like, it's going to bleed to the rest of your consciousness. Like, you are one human, you are one being. You can't just do one thing for one part of your body and not have it affect the rest of you. So that being said, I went through several transformations. I went through a weight loss transformation. Like I said, I lost almost 30 pounds. I gained a ton of weight. I was able to go from not being able to lift myself up at all off anything, like off the floor, to being able to, lift my feet off the floor, spin around the pole, to be able to go upside down, do tricks, flip around, do several tricks. I gained the endurance to be able to do all these things. And I gained the confidence to be able to share these things with the world, with my family, with friends. I started performing, obviously at the studio, not doing anything too exciting. But I started performing for my friends at the shows, at the studios, and I had the confidence to do those things. And I had the confidence to feel sexy within my own skin. And I did feel sexy within my own skin. And that's not something I had ever felt before. And I know that's because, like I mentioned, it was because I was able to take control of my life again, take control of my self-worth, because I was doing things that were good for me, and I was putting me in front of other people's needs. I was stopping the bullshit train of, put other people before you, and I was putting my needs and my goals first, so that I was able to, properly be who I was, and then help other people as a result. Like, you can't help anyone if you're not the best person that you are. And I wanted to be able to make a difference. I wanted to be able to have value in the world, but you can't provide value if you don't think you're valuable. So the whole journey was just something I wasn't expecting, but it's something I would never take back, ever, ever, ever. So by the time I graduated, though, I had put on a little bit more weight again, because I was just not in the best place with just time management and with balance. Like, school had completely overrun my life. I was not sleeping properly, so I was overwhelmed. And so as a result, I don't know if I had put on a lot of weight versus I had lost a lot of muscle mass, and I had lost some of my resilience, and I had lost I wasn't eating very properly, so my body was just not functioning at 100%. And so, unfortunately, one of the things that happened as a result of that was I ended up tearing the meniscus in my right knee, like a week after I graduated. I graduated and I was like, yeah, I'm going to get back to fitness, get back to real life, get back to my goals. And then I tore the meniscus in my right kneecap, and I was like, okay, world, okay, life, thank you. And I was forced basically to kind of stop my plans to get back to my fitness goals. I wasn't really able to do too many pole classes. I definitely wasn't able to work out at home doing my intense workouts anymore. So I just kind of took the time to reflect on what I needed to do, and what I could do to make the most of what was happening. So because I tore the meniscus tore the meniscus in my knee, I wasn't really able to be on my feet a lot. And because I had just spent 5 years at school, I didn't really want to go straight to an office job, but because I tore my knee, I had to. So that was what I had to do. I had to quit basically my serving life that I was so fond of, that I was working through in college, and basically I started applying to quote unquote big girl jobs, what I call them, and I started working quite quickly. Actually, I was very lucky to find a job that was, 1, nearby, and 2, in my field, and 3, that was actually kind of what I needed, and it allowed me to learn things in the field that I wanted. So I eventually figured out that I wanted to build furniture, and that's like a long-term goal, right? I want to be able to build furniture, my own furniture for my friends, things of that nature. And so this corporate job that I found right out of college because I needed to, was just helpful in the sense that it allowed me to learn a lot about the field that I wanted to, and it allowed me to learn about fixture building and furniture building, and that's, like I said, what I wanted. So I just kind of hunkered down and accepted my fate, but I made the most of it, like I said. So I knew I was going to be learning at this job, so I was excited. Actually. It was a really good job. I really enjoyed it, and it really helped me, like I said, to understand some of the things that I maybe have missed in college with respect to furniture and fixture building. And I was really, really lucky to be able to find a job like that and not need to have to, get some other job that I didn't enjoy or didn't learn from so much, and then have to go back to school and spend money in that sense. So I was actually lucky that I was able to get paid to learn what I wanted to learn. But that being said, I wanted to have something else because I knew that the desk life job was not for me, and I also knew that I wanted to teach pole. So I started applying to pole studios. Actually, I applied to one pole studio, not to several. I just applied to one, and it was very nonchalant. It was just kind of like, I introduced myself to the owner, and I was like, hey, I'm looking for a job teaching. I love pole dance. I've been taking it for this many years. Let me know if you have a position. And I had never met the woman before. This was a different studio than I had been learning at. So she just she just recommended that I stop by, take a few of her classes, and basically that if she had something open, she would let me know. So I was like, okay, cool. So even though I was forced to kind of ease back on my own fitness, or my own pole dance progression, should I say, at my own studio, which I did step back from because I hurt my knee, I did force myself to start going to this new studio because I wanted to kind of get in good standing with this owner. I wanted to see if there was any opportunity for me to start working there, because she seemed like she had a good place, a good environment, and she seemed like a really great lady. So I started going to her studio very infrequently, but I did go every once in a while. And then as well, I started taking just different things to kind of fill up my cup. So because I was kind of thrown for a loop and forced to kind of change my plans, I decided to start taking different things that I knew I would like to. So I took glass blowing classes, I took pottery classes, I took glass art classes, things that would just, that I enjoyed and that I always wanted to do, and that I never really had the opportunity to do. And since I wasn't taking as many pole classes and spending as much money there, I decided to move the money over and learn something else. That being said, I ended up having my knee surgery in November of 2013. So I don't know how many years that is now. 5 years? Yeah, I guess that's about 5 years almost. 4.5, something like that. So I ended up having my surgery in November, and I was really, really lucky in that I had an excellent surgeon. He did a really great job. I hardly felt anything. Obviously, I was asleep for the surgery, but when I woke up, it was actually very minimal pain, probably from the drugs. But even overall, like, my surgery went really well according to him. Even according to my physiotherapist, I had very little scar tissue, very little scarring, and my physiotherapy went exceptionally well because I needed it to. Like, I was very, very focused. I'm going to use the word focused on my physiotherapy because I knew I wanted the opportunity to get back to my life. Like, I wanted to get back to health and fitness, and I didn't want this injury to hold me back. So I was just really, really anal about it. I did all my exercise. I went to physiotherapy as many times as he recommended. They did the stem, electro, whatever you want to call them, where they basically send little shocks into your muscles and it vibrates, or it makes your muscles contract. And that's essentially a way to help heal and send blood to the area to help promote healing. And thankfully, very, very thankfully, I was able to start teaching pole because I was offered a job literally like a month after my surgery. I was able to start teaching 2 months after my surgery. So I was really, really fortunate in that sense because pole dancing and teaching pole dancing and being able to have the students and be in the environment of the studio, it gave me the human interaction that I needed that my corporate job that was not giving me. Even though my corporate job was really helping me in the sense of one, I wasn't on my feet, and two, it gave me a stable job. Three, it allowed me to learn about another field that I wanted to do later on. It was not giving me the personal connections to people, the interpersonal portion of the job that I needed, that I craved. Like, I'm one of those people that needs human interaction. I need to be able to talk to people. I need to be able to help someone. Like, I need to be able to help you, like that, or to help, not maybe not you, but I need to be able to help people. Hopefully you, because that's I feel that is why I was put on this planet. I was put on this earth literally to help others. Like, I know that because it's like ingrained in my body to put others before me. So I know it is my duty to serve others. So being at this desk job where I was literally sitting in front of a computer and working on fixtures, not interacting with anyone, was killing my soul a little bit. After I stopped learning as much as I could, like, I learned as much as I could at that job, and then they kind of just stuck me in one department. So you just kind of stop learning after a while. So once that happened, maybe about 3 years once I started. So about 3 years later, once I wasn't able to learn anymore, which potentially was partly my fault because I didn't express that I wanted to learn more either. But I think I was also just done with it. But once I was no longer learning anything, I was really unhappy because one, I was no longer learning anything, and I didn't have the interpersonal connections that I needed. So I was missing a lot from my corporate job, and eventually it just became too much. Pole dancing and teaching pole dancing was great for 3 years. It really kept me going in that interconnection and that interpersonal connections that I needed. But after a while, it wasn't enough because it wasn't enough to offset it. I can't explain it. I'm sure you understand if you are like me. So eventually I started being just super, I don't even know what it is. It just wasn't what I wanted. So I was like, I need something else. What else can there be? At the same time, a lot of my students were asking me for tips and flexibility advice and like, what can I do at home to help me get stronger? And I was like, how can I make that into a business? Like, obviously it's something that I'm good at. People are asking me already, how can I make this into a business? And thankfully, luckily, the business fell into my lap without me having to figure it out. I remember I was sitting at lunch one day, I think it was a Thursday, and I was scrolling through Instagram, and I came across a post, and it was this woman saying, help wanted, make fitness your business. And I was like, what the mother effer does that mean? I need more information. And so I contacted her, and she sent me this email that just gave me a little bit more insight into what she does. She talked about how she was able to leave her corporate job, able to supplement her income, and then work more from home, working full-time as a coach, that she was helping people through their health and fitness journeys, that she was keeping them motivated using challenge groups online. I had no idea what the fuck she was talking about, but I was totally excited because she basically was helping people with their health and fitness. That was something that I was literally looking for, and I was like, how can I get into this? And so essentially we just got to talking a little bit more, and she was telling me more about it, and I was totally gung-ho because to me it was the perfect opportunity. You were able to help inspire people in their health and fitness from home. You had to basically work out as part of your job, because how can you inspire people if you're not doing the work yourself? And you didn't actually have to have any background or education in health and fitness, which was something that really spoke to me, because like I mentioned earlier in this video, I had no education in health and fitness because I was all about nerdy math. And so to me, that was really a positive, because you could learn everything that you needed to know, and everything you needed to know was provided to you. And not only that, but you got a support team, a support system, a community of like-minded people who were all working towards the same thing, helping other people with their health and fitness. So nobody's really in competition with you. Everyone's just trying to make a difference in the world, because there's plenty of people that you can help. It's just literally a community of people that are there to support you. And that was something that I also really found encouraging. On top of that, I was able to not only help people with their health and fitness from home, but actually have working out as part of my job requirements. Like, I actually had to do my own fitness to work out. And that was something that at that point in my life, I really needed, because I was working 9 to 5 in a job that I hated. I would come home exhausted, because spending your day in a place that you hate is mentally exhausting. I don't know if you've ever done it, but you come home and you don't want to do anything. And on top of that, on half the time, like 3 days a week, I would be teaching 3 hours a night. So some of my days were really long, and because I was teaching so much, I was just not motivated to work out at home. So I needed something else to help me stay motivated to work out at home. And this opportunity to be able to help inspire other people's from home, which came with the requirement of having to work out from home yourself, really spoke to me again, because it allowed me to kind of use my desire to help others as a way to help myself. And that was probably one of the biggest motivators. That's still one of the biggest motivators for me every single day. When I don't want to work out, you guys are the reason that I work out. That's not even a lie. That is always a lie. When I don't want to work out, you guys help me work out. When I don't want to do pole, my students help me learn new things, because they motivate me. They inspire me, just like you guys do. So that being said, eventually, because of coaching, I was able to leave my full-time job. It took, I don't know, more than a year. I'm terrible with lengths of time and depth perception, apparently. But it took, I want to say, a little bit longer than a year before I was able to quit, or I was able to resign. At that point, I went down to part-time at the office, because they still needed me to finish a few things. But I was comfortable enough after a year to leave my full-time job, and it gave me the freedom and the flexibility to do other things that I love. For more than a year, I was just working full-time as a coach, and working 3 days a week at the studio, so I was able to teach more pole. And that was something that I wanted to do as well. I wanted more time to spend on my pole fitness, more time to spend on my own home fitness, and that was something my business allowed me to do. Now I'm using my flexibility to do more things that I love. So I just started working as a dog walker, and that's something that I can do in the middle of the day, because it's about to be super bright outside, super amazingly gorgeous outside. It's super gorgeous outside today. I don't know what I'm talking about. But the weather's about to change. It's about to be spring and summer. So I wanted the excuse to be outside a little bit more. And I love dogs. I love animals. And I decided, well, why not find another way to help others? And I'm going to help them by giving their fur babies some love. And that's an opportunity that coaching gave me, because it allowed me to have the flexibility to make my own schedule. I'm still going to be able to work my business. I'm just going to have to be a little bit more focused and, organized with my to-do list, but there's not to say that I can't do it. It allowed me to really expand what I'm able to do with my life. And that's something that I would never give back. It was the same as my fitness experience, my fitness transformation. It was a transformation that I did not expect, but it's something that I would, never ever give back or take back. I don't know what I actually want to say to that ending of that sentence. So as a coach, essentially I host these things called challenge groups. And what I do in these challenge groups is I help people stay accountable to their health and fitness, like I said. So a challenge group is a community of people all working towards their health and fitness goals. Everyone has their own goals. It doesn't really matter what the goal is, but they're using some amazing fitness solutions. They're working out at home, and they're using a private Facebook group as essentially a hub for accountability, for motivation, for tips, for nutrition help, for basically everything that they need. Positivity, self-care tips, flexibility tips, essentially, like I said, everything you guys need, everything and anything. I always love getting feedback from my challengers, so I share as much as I can based on what you guys need. And as I post in these groups once a day, twice a day. Usually I end up posting 3 or 4 times a day because I'm posting different things. All that I ask of you guys is that you do your workouts, you eat well, you eat mindfully, you have a balanced diet. You don't have to be perfect, that you forget perfectionism. And I ask that you show up every single day. I ask that you try a nutritious shake for 30 days, at least 30 days. It's not a lot to ask. And if at the end of the 30 days you don't like it, you can return it for your money back. I ask that you show up in the group and that you give people love and that you share your journey, you share your story. I ask that you be a part of the community, because that is how a workout partnership works, right? Like I was mentioning earlier in this video, my success was largely due to the fact that I had a workout partner. And challenge groups are essentially a collection of workout partners. It is people who are there for you. It's people who are wanting to hear your story and who are essentially excited to help you get through whatever it is that you're going through. And things that you post about, things that you share, they can be your struggles, they can be your victories, your wins. It can be anything, but it has to be, it doesn't have to be, but it's something. To me, the challenge group is a positive place. It is a safe place. It's a place for you to share what's going on. It is not a place for you to vent. It's not a place for you to spread to hate or self-hate or judgment or body hate. It's a place of, like I said, of positivity, of growth, of motivation, and it's a safe place. So yes, tell us what's going wrong in your life, but don't vent to us about it. Ask us for help. Don't vent to us about it. And for those of you who are not on Facebook, there's also a non-Facebook version of the group. It's in an app for Android and iPhones, and you can access all the content to the challenge group on that app as well. The only thing is that the Facebook group is not connected to the app, so if something gets commented on in the group, it won't get commented on in the app. So you may not see all of the same comments if you're not in both groups, but different people use use both. Some people use just one or the other. It depends really on you. The app is really nice. It's really nice to have in that it allows you not only to see the content, but you can log your workouts and your shakes and your progress and your weight loss and your photos in a really, really organized way. I'm going to say in a really intuitive way. So you can see everything, you can track everything, and it helps you see what you're doing. So it's more motivating to you in the end. When you sign up in the challenge group, you're going to get some pretty cool shit. Okay, so normally when you sign up, you get a year of access to essentially every single workout you could possibly ever want. And I say normally because there's a different package for every single goal. So this is not the only package. Don't hear this and be like, no, I don't want that, I'm not interested. Okay, there are different packages for everyone. You can get portions of the package if you're not interested in the entire package. So relax, there's something for you, trust me. But that being said, you get access to hundreds and hundreds of workouts for at least a year, and that's for several reasons. One, because being healthy is not a temporary fix. Like, you can't just work out for 60 days and expect to see some results and keep them for the rest of your lives. Being healthy and seeing your results and getting those results, it's a lifetime commitment. It's something that you have to work into your lifestyle. And that's why you get a year. It's so that when you finish your first program or when you finish your first challenge, you're able to start the next one without fault or without phase. You can just jump right into it and start working these habits into your life more consistently. You only get a year because, we don't want to lock you in for the rest of your life. That's impossible. We just want you to get a sense of what it could be for the next 365 days. If after 365 days you do not see a change in yourself and you used the programs every single day or as many days as you could, then it's not for you, and that's cool. But at least you have the option there. Okay, it's not about doing a crash diet. It's not a crash workout. You have to put in the work consistently for some time to see the results and to maintain the results, right? You don't want to just get your results and lose them. You want to be able to maintain them. On top of that, every single workout program, so like I said, there's hundreds of programs. So depending on how you feel that day, or depending on your goals, depending on your flexibility, depending on your ability, depending on if you have any limitations or weaknesses, there's a different program for you. Like, there are so many programs. Different programs for whatever type of fitness that you like. There's martial art programs, there's flexibility programs, there's weight training programs, there's cardio programs, there's booty bar programs, there's ballet programs. Like, there's everything you can think of. There's a body beast program where it's all about weight training if you're dudes. But let me tell you, there's any program for any time of the day, any mood, any season, any time or reason. And every single one of these programs comes with the paperwork. So you get the program materials, you get the nutrition plan, you get every single tip from the trainer who created the program. And the great thing about the nutrition plans is that they're specifically designed for those programs themselves so that you get the max results. But that being said, if you're like going between programs and you're doing, you know, a 30-day program here, a 60-day here, and a 30 here, and you're constantly learning new nutrition plans, it can get confusing. So if you're anything like me, the great thing about this package is that you're also going to get the universal nutrition plan that works for every single one of these programs. So if you don't want to learn a new nutrition plan every single time, like I didn't, you basically have the option of using this really amazing nutrition plan that's universal to every single program. It's my favorite nutrition plan. It's the plan that helped me, or plan, it's the lifestyle, it's the nutrition lifestyle, let's call it, because it's not a plan if it's the rest of your life. Well, it is a plan, but it's a lifestyle, right? But this plan was essentially the plan that introduced me and really helped me become aware of what I was lacking in my nutrition, as well as what I was getting too much of. And when I got a better understanding of it, it really helped me simplify my nutrition, and it really helped me figure out how much I needed to eat every single day and took the guesswork out of it. Like, it makes every single day way simpler. That all being said, on top of that, you also get 30 days of my absolute favorite nutrition shake. Okay, and this shake will completely change your life. Okay, it is made with 70 totally amazing superfood ingredients from all over the world, and these ingredients are essentially put in this shake format. I don't even know what you want to call it. They're combined in such a way that they provide you with all the essential vitamins and nutrients that you need for the day, as well as a ton of other minerals. Okay, and this is important for so many reasons. One, your body needs the vitamins and minerals and nutrients that it needs. It's just the way of life. And because our nutrition and our food quality is decreasing, so maybe you have a great diet and you eat a lot of vegetables and you eat a lot of, you know, fruit, and you eat a lot of good proteins, but even though you may have a very good food lifestyle already, we can physically not get all the nutrients we need from our food anymore because food quality is just deteriorating. It's the way that it is. It's the way of the world. The soil is just simply not, it doesn't have the nutrients that it has anymore because we are using it up. That being said, this shake that you're going to be receiving, a 30-day package, 30-day supply. Like I said, all you have to do is try it for 30 days, and if you don't like it, you can send it back, an empty bag, before 30 days are up and get your money back. But because of the nutrients that you receive from this beautiful, delicious bag, you literally cut your cravings at least in half, because you have cravings because you're lacking in nutrients. But when you fulfill the nutrient need, you don't have cravings anymore. You don't have energy because you're lacking in nutrients. When you fulfill that need, you get more energy. So when you drink this shake every single day, you're going to get more energy. You're not going to have as many cravings. You're going to have more mental clarity, more mental focus. You're going to have better digestion. Your body is going to function better. You're going to be performing at peak efficiency because your body is going to be receiving the things it actually needs. Like I said, we physically cannot eat enough to receive the nutrients that we need anymore. It just does not exist. Like, you're going to be eating all day long, and you don't want to be doing that. So as a result, this shake was created to basically bridge the gap between what your body needs and what it can actually receive from its food. Okay, so you're going to receive 30 days of this amazing shake. There's so many flavors. There's like 100 ways that you can, there's more than 100 ways you can make it. There's more ways that you can make it than I can think of. Like, you literally can make it any way that you want. If you don't like it one way, you will find a way. And there, like I said, there's different flavors, and there's even a vegan formula for those of you who don't like whey protein or who are not meat eaters. And on top of that, when you sign up and you get all these amazing things, you're going to get VIP access to my accountability group. Like I mentioned, the collection of amazing people that I'm working with who are all working towards their goals, motivating each other, keeping each other accountable, sharing each other's tips and goals and struggles, and sharing experiences so that everyone can have a little bit better experience and more chance of success. You're going to be getting access to that group right away, as well as one-on-one coaching with me. It'll be personalized, and it's going to be all based on what you need. Everyone has different goals, and everyone is different, so I coach everyone a little bit differently. Some people like one-on-one. Some people prefer just to do the group coaching, and they don't need one-on-one coaching, but I always check in with them anyway. Some people need a little bit more. Some people need me to text them every single day to make sure that they worked out. Some people need me to just check in with them weekly. Some people need me to do, I'm drawing a blank right now because I'm on camera. But you know what I mean? Like, I will do what you need because it's not about me. It's about you reaching your goals. I'm already working towards my goals by by hosting the group and by having you guys with me. And now it's about you guys. It's about you guys reaching your own goals. So essentially, that is what you're going to receive if and when you join me in my challenge group. There are challenge groups that I host every single month, so if you can't join me this month, it's not a big deal. I will be hosting one next month, and you're honestly welcome to join in at any point. I prefer if everyone started at the same time at the beginning of the month, but if you decide halfway through the month that you're like, fuck it, I'm ready, I want to join now, I want to start now, then you start now. Just tell me, and we will get that shit done, okay? And so even though I mentioned everyone gets that personalized one-on-one coaching, everyone gets this standard personalized, or it is still personalized, it's a personalized plan of action essentially based on your goals, your needs, and what you're going to do based on my recommendations. So everyone gets that, because if you don't have a plan, you're just planning to fail. Okay? And like I mentioned earlier, I mentioned the normal package, right? The normal package, the most popular package, but that's not a package for everyone, right? Based on your needs and your goals, you might have a different package, and that's okay. And that's something that we'll discuss when we talk more privately after this video. So when you connect with me after this video, let me know what those goals are of yours if we have yet to talk about those already, okay? Personally, I've been talking a lot on social media about this 80-day program that I'm going to start, and that's the direction that I'm going to take. And that's the direction I invite everyone to take with me, because that's what I'm going to be doing. But that's not what you have to do if that's not what you want to do. 80 days might be too intense for you to start, or the program might be too intense for you to start, because this is more of an intense, more advanced program. So if you're newer to fitness and you're getting back into fitness, maybe a shorter 5, 7, 30-day program might be better for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in that. That is how everyone starts. Everyone starts with little wins and growing them to bigger wins. I know personally it took me like 4 months to even finish a program from start to finish when I first became a coach. And every time I succeeded in finishing one after that, I became more and more confident that I could do it the next time. But that doesn't mean it was foolproof. Every single time wasn't a success. The last 90-day program that I did, after 70 days, I failed at it. I just stopped doing it. I got busy, life got stressful, and I let my circumstances control what was going on. And I was super ashamed of that for a really long time, and I didn't want to even start another program or share that it had happened. But I learned that it's just the fact of life. Shit happens. We have setbacks, and that's not the point. The point is the comeback. The point is what you do with what is given to you. And so instead of letting it hold me back, I just moved forward with it, and I've been doing these 5-day programs from start to finish for about 4 weeks now in order to get myself confident again, knowing that I can do it and knowing that I can accomplish this 80-day program. Yeah, 5 days is shorter. It's not the same, but it is the same. I started something from start to finish. I've proved to myself that I can commit and that I can succeed, and that's all that I need, okay? And that is what I'm here to do for you, is to provide you with the tools that you need to start and succeed from start to finish, okay? And at this point, I feel like I've been talking for quite some time, so I'm going to wrap it up at that, okay? And I invite you at this point to connect with me and let me know what resonated with you the most in this video, because I would love to know. I would absolutely love to know, what was it that resonated most? Was it my journey? Was it my transformation? Maybe it was something to do with coaching. Maybe it has something to do with, I don't know, something I mentioned that has nothing to do with this video at all. But let me know what resonated with you the most, because I want to know, okay? And also let me know if you're interested in joining me on Monday for this fitness challenge, okay? It's going to be at least 30 days. I know my fitness program is 80 days, and if you stick with me for 80 days, that's awesome. But my hope is that you stick with me for at least 30 days, 5 days, 30 days, 7 days. But my hope is that you come and you hang out with me and do these programs with me, and do these challenges with me, because it's how I've seen results. It's how I know I've seen results, and it's how I know you can see some results too. Okay, give it a try. Believe in yourself. You don't know until you try. You don't know what you don't know. There is no harm in trying, okay? That all being said, we're starting Monday, or whenever you're ready. Like I said, I host these challenges every single month, so if you're not ready this month, then I'm here for you anytime, okay? And again, thank you again for spending this time with me, for joining me on this journey here today, and for spending some of your day with me. Have a super great night, a super great day and weekend. Remember, you are amazing. I believe in you. You can do anything you set your mind to. You just have to believe in it. Also, feel free to ask me any questions, even if you are just curious and you're not ready to move forward. No pressure, no strings. Let me know if you have anything you want more details on. I'm happy to share. And for those of you who are ready and moving forward, who do want to start working out with me ASAP, we start on Monday, like I mentioned. And if you're ready and I've yet to connect with you, like let me know in the comments or email me at kellya@live.ca to let me know that you're ready to start ASAP so that we can get moving forward, talking about your goals, figuring out the best plan for you, and getting you started. Because the best thing about it is, it doesn't matter how late you sign up, you can start literally the moment you sign up because everything is accessible online. You do not have to wait for anything to show up in the mail. You literally just have to commit and push play. That's it, okay? Have a super amazing day. I love you.